Hi everyone, welcome back to Haul Styling. Today I am going to do testing makeup, and I have been using, I haven't done one of these actually since June, this last one. So I have bought a few different products over the last couple of months and I've been using them, and I'm going to now show you what my thoughts are and whether they're worth a purchase or whether they are not and you should save your money. Okay, don't forget, if you're new here, to click that subscribe button. You might see mine Richard's face somewhere around here. And let's get straight on with the video. But, just a disclaimer. Can we just take a bit of time out just to acknowledge the elephant in the room? My little friend. Oh my goodness, this guy has been clinging on for dear life for the past 2 weeks and he will not go. And I made the big mistake of using, where's it gone? Because I did cast it out because it does my head in. It's the Ordinary's salicylic acid. It just burns it. So I think really it stayed longer than it should have done because of the burn that it's had. But you know, just to say, he was not invited. He was not on the guest list, and he's just made his appearance just to annoy me. So let's see how we get this covered up with the foundation that I'm using and products. Okay, let's get on with the video. Now, I have been using, over the last few months, Hollywood Flawless Finish. Now, my thoughts. Oh, I'm saying this. Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now, my thoughts on this product. It's a beautiful cream kind of, it is youth in a bottle, I would say. And it gives your skin this unbelievably kind of gleamy sort of finish. Now, I can't remember if it's actually meant to be used as a primer, but this is how I use it for my skin. Now, I used to put it where old Charlotte teaches you how to do it, to put it over your face and the high points and that. And I was finding that by about midday, I was fully gleaming and glowing. It was like, whoa, but not in a good way. Very, very sweaty looking. And that's because I was putting it down my T-zone. So what I've done instead is I've popped it on the high points of my cheeks, and I might put a little bit excess above the lip, not too much because I get a sweaty top lip. I know. So I've just put this on the high points just to give that nice, can you see that lovely gleam it gives? It's very pretty. And it's lovely. It's a lovely product. And if you have dry skin, I think it would be fantastic to use all over the face. But she also uses this a couple other ways, which I will show you at the end of my makeup, how she kind of reapplies it on top of powder, and it really gives that more intense kind of gleam. So it is a really nice product. I honestly don't think that you need it in your life. It's not that kind of, it doesn't change my life in any way. It doesn't pay my bills. It doesn't do anything like that. It's just really nice. So if you're in the market for looking for something with a little bit to give your skin a bit of gleam, and it's a really nice kind of base to start putting on top of your foundation, put your foundation on top, then it's very nice. Okay, on to foundation, and I've been using the Maxfactor Radiant Lift Long Lasting Radiance All Day Hydration SPF 30. And now I need a little drink. In the shade Light Ivory. This is, I love this foundation. When we go into the winter months, I really look for something with a little bit more coverage. And the bottle's really sweet. It's you know, it's got a good pump action. The product smells really nice. You think to have SPF in, it would smell awful, like that NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. Ugh. It does not smell good. This has a really nice smell to it. Now, I do think this is just slightly too light for me for this time of year, but I do know as we go into November, December, my tan will completely go, and it should be a good match for me then. The product goes on really beautifully, and it is a medium to full coverage. And you can, I found, when I've mixed it with a little bit of the Hollywood Filter Glow, you can sheer it out a lot more. But I think the coverage that it gives, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look the skin doesn't look overloaded, it covers it in a really nice way. So I'm just using my beauty blender to pat this over my face. Now the beauty blender will also sheer it out because that's the way it works. It doesn't put it on so cake heavily, kind of presses it into the skin. If I was using a brush, that would make it a little bit more heavier, but I'm using my sponge, slightly damp. Make sure it is damp. Okay, I'm going in with this. I've got a bit more left on my hand. I used to kind of swipe it, but the sponge absorbs it a bit too much, so I'm going to put it straight onto the areas where I need. Now I'm wearing my contact lenses today, so I don't need to think about my glasses and how I apply that. If you wear glasses and you want to know a really good way of applying your makeup while wearing glasses, I will leave that above. I'm just going a little bit on my forehead because I have a full fringe on my forehead, but because it's got SPF 30 in, I like to make sure that, you know, even going out into when the sun's not out, you're still getting UV rays. So you should always wear an SPF really now all year round. We don't live in a world now where you can just wear SPF in the summer. You have to wear it all year round now. Sad but true. Oh, I didn't say about, hang on. So I really like this product. It's really good. It's $14.99. Is it worth that? Yeah, I would say it's worth £15 to pay for this. You get 30 mils, which is average for a foundation. And I really think if you are looking to get a more medium to full coverage foundation, it's going to give you a nice kind of glow. It's blendable, it's buildable. It's just a very good all-rounder, and it has SPF 13, which I love. That it's a great all-dayer. So yeah, I would recommend that. Okay, onto concealer. I have been using the Revelation. That's a different subject. The Revolution Fast Base Concealer. Now, it has a little sponge applicator on top. Very, very same as reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury's Magic. Is it Magic Concealer? She's got the same. I don't have a problem with it. People are like, oh, it's unhygienic, but I don't see how it's different to using a Dofo. Don't start. You know, those other applicators begin with D. And I can't see how that's different. Now, you click it at the bottom, and then you just apply. Now, it's a very, very, I would say, very watery base concealer. It's quite thin. So it's perfect for under the eyes. Now I've got a shade light, I've gone to C3, but because it's so lightweight, you can build. So I could put this on and then go again. Now it does claim to cover, so yeah, it does say to conceal dark circles and imperfections. And I think it does a really nice job of that. And I also like that it smells good, the packaging's okay. I never like that when you see all the gunk inside. So that could have done really just been not so opaque. It could have done been maybe like a gold top. But apart from that, it's a really good, I think it's either £4 or £6, one of the two. Now I wouldn't use this to conceal my spot, my best friend. Because it's only going to highlight it even more because it's in a lighter shade than my skin tone. So, let's just get the beauty blender out and just pat that down. So that's covered my dark circles very nicely. It's so satisfying finding a cheaper product that gives you the same finish, isn't it? We all want to have something a little bit cheaper. Now I'm using what's in my bag. If I had my makeup kit, I wouldn't use, I'm just using the Bye Bye It Cosmetics just to kind of hide my spot. I wouldn't normally use that because it's not really, I don't find it a very good spot concealer. But I would much prefer to use my MAC, is it Skin Perfector? No, it's not. My MAC Studio Finish ones are much better at covering. They kind of, because they're a bit more dense and creamier, they just take down the dimension of the spot. But we'll just do our best today with what we've got. Okay, I'm happy with my base now, so I'm not going to powder yet until I'm going to let things just settle down on the face. But I am going to go and do my brows using the same thing again. So I'm just going to do my brows and I'll come back to you. So brows are now on, and I'm going to go and do my eye makeup. Now there's something I've been doing lately which you might find a bit bizarre, but a makeup artist was doing someone else's makeup and she mentioned that she uses liquid lipsticks on her eyes. And I was like, what? And because Revolution is it's vegan friendly and it's cruelty free, I thought, I could use some of my liquid lipsticks as eyeshadows. So what I've been doing, I've been using one product on my eyes, on my cheeks, and on my lips. So let me show you how I do this. And what I've just done is I'm using the Makeup Revolution liquid lipstick in the shade Echelon, I don't know. And also you don't need to use a primer because you don't need to use a primer because it's a liquid lipstick, it sets down. So I'm just going to pop this over my lids. Now obviously use this at your own discretion. If you've got particularly sensitive eyes, it might not be for you. For me, it works brilliant. And then I just take a fluffy brush and I just buff. Just buff it in. Like so. You see? It's good, isn't it? So if you've got some liquid lipsticks that you've not been using and you don't particularly have sensitive eyes, then give it a whirl. And I kind of just use my finger because I didn't bring another brush to blend out. So I'm just going to do my best with this one that I've got and just keep going back and forth with it. Okay, so I've just blended that in. As you can see, it's all looks pretty good, doesn't it? And then I'm just going to take, I really wish I had another brush, but I don't. So if you have the same problem, take the excess off as much as you can onto your hand. And just keep going round and round, and then take a brown and go round and round again. And I'm just going to put a little bit of my Sharp Tilbury Instant palette, that brown one, just in the crease. Just to kind of just tie everything in a bit. Like using it as a transitional colour really. But it just takes off any edges. Okay, and now I'm going to take a flat-ended brush, and I've been doing this quite a lot, just to kind of highlight the eyes, and just going along the lash line there. Too much. Then just take a very small, you can take a pencil brush or you can take a cotton bud, works just as good. And I'm just going to take the brown that's in that palette and I'm just going to wash that underneath my eyes like so. Okay, so just kind of highlight your eyes and we'll just go through that. Okay, let's now go back to my skin. And not being anything new, I've been trying to use up this Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, thanks to a subscriber who gave me a really good tip of using your beauty blender. I'm not going to do the mistake I made in my last video where I actually left a big like dollop just there. So I'm going to make sure I do this properly. I couldn't believe it. You couldn't see it in the camera when I was filming, but you could see it after, so I'll be aware of that. And I'm just going down my T-zone. This is where I kind of get it round here, and we'll just cover up the little Rice Krispie there. My dad came to the door last week, not to the door, and he was just giving me something and go, and he went, "You've got something at the side of your mouth. You've got a Rice Krispie." I went, "It's not a Rice Krispie. It's a Spot, Dad." As you can imagine, I wasn't best pleased. But we did laugh about it. Right, so now on to, have I got rid of it? Have I not got anything on, have I? I've done that properly today. Goodness me. Right, let's put a lid on that. Right, let me get my little, this is my little Charlotte Tilbury brush. You get it with the Bronze and Glow kit, which is very nice. And I'm going to go in with, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look palette. Should have said that before, shouldn't I? So I'm just going to go in the bronzer first, just warming up my cheeks. Just warming up my face a bit, looking a bit anemic. And I'm going to show you another way that I use this palette. I keep finding lots of new ways to use this palette, which is very, very exciting. Because when you spend a little bit of your spondoolies on a palette, you want to try and get the most out of it. And I've found there's lots of different ways that you can use the shadows in here. So I'm just going to take this along my jawline. Now obviously you just kind of sculpt out where you need it. I need it here because I've got the old, the Graham weak chin. I'm weak-chinned me. So we're just going to kind of help that along. Alright, so now I take the brown colour here, which is for your eyes. I take this, tap it out, and then I kind of contour with it. It's a really good, can you see, a really good contour for if you're fair. Now I'm just going to take it quite towards the back and here, just can you see how it slims down my face instantly? So that's how I use mine. You place your contour where you need it. Now I'm just going from the top of the ear here. Can you see, just sculpting. Can you see I'm getting right in that line there, and just blending that back and forth. Okay, so now that's on, I then take the paler blush and just kind of put that, the backs of the cheeks here. Just one go with that. Same again on the other side. We're creating depth. Keep checking my battery. We're creating depth here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the very peachy one and just very lightly, it's very, very pigmented, this peachy, just very lightly, and then across the nose to kind of still mimic a little bit of sunburn. I'm literally clinging on to the sun for dear life at the moment, just to keep things alive. Now, for me, I feel incredibly powdered at the moment. But let's just let that settle. We'll go back to our eyes and then we'll go back to our face again to bring it all back to life again. So I try and let things just settle down a bit. So now, mascara. Mascara that I've been using is the Rimmel Scandal mascara. And I can't begin to tell you how many things I dislike about this product. It feels like Rimmel just thought, we need to bring out a new mascara quickly. What do you think? What do you think, guys? What do you think we should get? Yeah, let's make it fat. Yeah, okay. A nice fat tube. Purple, great. Scandal eyes. Yeah, okay, because it's got a wow wings. This is meant to, let's say, give instant wow wing lashes. Start with the wing side to instantly load and flare out your lashes. Then use the curved side to define and achieve a full fan effect. No, it doesn't. It loads the brush with far too much product. So all you do with this plastic cheap rubbish is, as you're putting it on, all you're doing is just clumping and clumping and clumping. It's not combing the lashes through. It's I don't know if this is going to focus because it keeps going for my face, but I'll do an outtake and you can have a look how much that brush is just rubbish. And it smells plasticky, it smells very chemically. What's it got in it? Well, you're not going to know that, are you, unless you look on the website. So I'm not even going to put this on my lashes. You're going to have to take my word for it. Save your money and don't bother. It is absolutely rubbish, and that is going in the bin. What I do recommend is the Maxfactor 2000 calorie, and I've got it in the waterproof. Now I use this on all my brides because it gives you a beautiful natural lash lift because it's waterproof, and the waterproof formulations tend to, because this mascara has to hold on to the lashes, this tends to do the same because it's waterproof. It has to hold on to the lashes, so it does give you that nice kind of curl, and it gives that longevity, and I don't get any transfer with it. Now, if you find you get transfer with your mascara because your lashes are quite long and they transfer on the top here, always make sure that you just powder just on the top there so that the lashes don't rub against the oil, and then it's oil that breaks down mascara basically. So I'm going to pop this on now, but this is a very lovely mascara. If you need a new one, it's not something I say to you. If you've got a one that you're using at the moment, you know, and you're happy with that, carry on using that. Don't go out especially just to go and buy something just because someone said it's good. Just put it on a list. What I tend to do, if someone's recommended me a product and says it's really good, you've got to try it, I pop it on my list. I've got a list in my phone, and then when I finish a mascara, I go and buy that one and give that a try. But don't go out and just be wasteful and just buy it for the sake of buying. What the heck is that on my curlers? It's a magnet. That's weird. Right, let's just curl my lashes. I'm just using the Shure Amura lashes. I've been looking into that Revitalash, which is like a serum that you put on each day to make your lashes grow thicker and longer. Has anyone tried it? Let me know if you have and if you like it. I'm thinking about it. It is really pricey, but everyone says you get 6 months worth and it's on offer at the moment. So I'm kind of thinking, should I go for the plunge or not? So let me know in the comments if you've tried it. Okay, just wipe that away. All right. Okay, so skin, eyes, brows, we're getting there. Now let me talk to you about the Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Blue Beauty Light Wand. Okay, really beautiful packaging, isn't it? It's lovely. And what you do is, once again, I've got a sponge applicator. You click it on to turn it on, then you squeeze the product to the top and then apply. Now I find it's not really coming out. I find I squeeze it once a week, and that tends, what's it doing? Is it coming out? Here it comes. I find that will last me for the week. If I just squeeze at the beginning of the week, and then I can get a good week's worth out of this. Oh, turn it on again. Right. And you can just use your finger. Now this is a really, really beautiful product, and it's going to give you that kind of high wattage of light, if that's what you're looking for. If you're really looking for a full-on gleam, you can achieve it with this. The packaging's lovely. There's nothing really bad I can say about this at all. Not that I would slate it for the sake of slating it. You get 12 mils of product. The only thing I can find is I've gone through it pretty quick. You don't get a lot of product, and as you can see, I've not really troweled it on. This is how it's come out of the applicator, and it gives you that really kind of beautiful gleamy shine and that youthful kind of look. And for me, it just brings my makeup back to life again. Instead of looking, I don't like to look over powdered. It just brings everything back to life again. But can you see, it's a really, really good highlight. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. It's very pricey. it is worth the money, I think, because of because it'll give, if you're really into your highlight, then it will really give that look that you're looking for. It does exactly what it says on the tin. But I do find that if you got the Hollywood Flawless filter, now obviously I'm laying this on top, so it's not really going to give a fair kind of, to me this gives you a similar finish, not completely, not as high wattage, but you know, if you want something a bit more natural, then you could use that on top. But I love a gleamy skin. I love looking like I've just dipped my face in a bit of chicken fat. You know, I just love it. I just really like that look. It just looks so fresh and youthful, and you know, who doesn't want a bit of that? Now, when I pop the highlighter on, can you see my cheek colour has completely disappeared? So what I do is, because I've put a powder, I'm rummaging in my makeup bag now because I didn't get it out. I then just put the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk just back over the cheeks on top of my highlight to give me that, you know, have you seen Charlotte Tilbury brought out the Pillow Talk in the cheek and an eye palette? Save your money, just use the lipstick, man. It does the same thing. And look, then that's just restored a little bit of glow back to the skin there. Okay, let's put on a little bit of lipstick. And you know what I'm going to use, don't you? I can't find it because it's so small. Where is it? Oh, it's so small. I haven't brought, I've got one at the salon as well, but I just like to use my one. And I think this just ties in the look really well with that kind of tawny, peachy, pinky, nudie colour. Just kind of draw my lips in there. And it's good if you have got a spot in this kind of area like I have. It's good just stick to a nude. It's going to not as kind of exaggerate, like, look at my spot. And I'm going to put the Pillow Talk lipstick in the centre, like that. Now I've been wearing my lipstick where I've been kind of like taking it off again, because I like that kind of bitten lip where it looks like your lips is meant to be naturally like that. So I kind of just put it on and then I dab over the same finger that I use to dab over my highlight, and it just kind of lightens it all down a bit and makes it look a little bit more natural, like so. Now I have to admit, if you wanted to fix all this, then I would just use the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. But I don't actually fix my face during the day, because I find I'm home by about 3:30. I pick up the children at 3:30, and I'm not bothered if my foundation generally lasts until then anyway, my makeup. So I find that I just don't bother setting it all, because I've layered creams and powders, so that holds it quite well. But if I only use setting spray if I need it for all day, if I'm out all day into the evening, then I will put a setting spray on. But if I don't need to, then I don't bother, I skip that step. So there you have it. That's my take on the latest products that I've gone through that I've got new into my makeup bag, if that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed that video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. We'd love to see you again, and thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.